hello, whoever comes upon this stream this evening, comes upon it later, just comes upon it whenever. I'm back. Hopefully, work and life will not get in the way of me goofing off on YouTube anymore. I need to figure out how to get back to the comments since I see people are making them. There we go. Oh, we got Phil, we got Pope Phil, and we got Carrie. Hey guys, welcome, welcome. I am hoping the new camera setup will work. You guys can be looking down upon me from on high. I don't know, maybe I'll leave it there, maybe not, but it makes it a little easier for me to actually work at my desk when it's up there. So we'll see if it stays there or not. I'm hoping you guys are all having an okay time. I hope none of you are in California, Southern California in particular. Well, I know Carrie isn't. I don't know where Pope Phil is residing, but they've had both a hurricane and an earthquake today at the same time. I think somebody might be mad at California. And that's really the only news I've been able to to pick up today because had my head down, been working, and when I haven't been working at work, I've been. Whoa! What did I just do there? Hopefully, yeah, I'm still visible. I just don't know what I did. Ah, there we go. I can now see me again. All right. So Pope Phil is in the Midwest, and I think they're having. There's something going on out there too. Maybe it was just in Chicago they were doing some sort of air show. Anyhow, tonight is just kind of going to be whatever. If you guys have some interesting topics you want to bring up, please do. But I earlier today came upon a small publisher who has produced a code of ethics for role-playing game companies. And that intrigues me. So I'm going to be taking a look at that. Oh yeah, high heat over 100 degrees. Okay, that's what it was. Because I think I saw a reference to that on some channel somewhere or another this morning. But yeah, that really sucks. It's probably back down into the 80s here. Oh, and let me know if you're hearing like the sound of wind because I may have to adjust the fan some more. But I think I've solved that problem. Of course, the drawback with this new setup is I don't know that you'll be seeing the cats quite as often, or maybe you will. And I'm looking at the view. Again, the problem with not seeing the cats is that my biggest fan and all of his side chat that love writing fan fiction about me and the cats, they might be disappointed if the cats don't show up as often. So maybe this setup is not as good, but we'll see. Well, I just know about Chicago because Mike Ravlin made some comment about the air show and his background had the Blue Angels flying by in it. So that was just the one thing I know about what's going on in the Midwest right now, which is not a lot. And hey, Cap, sorry I was unable to watch your premiere tonight. I'm going to get around to it tomorrow morning, I hope, because your Dragnet cartoons are a lot of fun. But I was at work. Funny story today, but I'm not, can't share it online. But if we ever meet in person over a beer, I will be happy to relate the joke that today was at work. Let's see. So, as I said, this little publisher put out a code of ethics for role-playing game publishers. I don't know the publisher. I don't know the guy, the lead designer of the company, the publish who is also the publisher. Kind of like my little outfit. Uh, yeah, I know, but apparently it was a good thing I didn't because out of our 5-person unit, only 2 actually showed up for work today. Myself and one of my former trainees. So, so yeah, good thing I didn't call in. I mean, it was tempting. It sure was tempting. Because I'd much rather be at home working on cleaning up comics pages and goofing around with a new project that struck me in a moment of boredom. Uh, Found an interesting Italian comic strip. One of the first creations of G.L. Bonelli or Bonetti. I'm blank on the name right now, but big time Italian comic book publisher and script writer. And I was looking these over. I don't what Italian I can kind of discern is from all the other languages I know. And I was looking at this and I was thinking, hey, I should rewrite this. I don't know Italian, but hey, I'll translate this anyway. So we'll see if I get around to that and how that works out. But anyhow, oh, here we go again with this thing, trying to log me in on my work account. So as I was saying, I want to look over this code of conduct for publishers, and let's see if I can get the screen to share. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to be all doing a little bit of prep, mostly because I wanted to see whether this new camera angle works. And yeah, by all means, tell me if you think that you don't want to be looking down on me. You'd rather be more on the sort of even plane where it was before. And I should probably, in case somebody, well, yeah, I'll share the link. But like I said, I'm going to be babbling a bit tonight. So, sorry if it, but throw something out there in the side chat if you have something that the topic you think that we need to talk about or we should talk about. Let's see oh, there we go. But I'll put up the link in case somebody wants to come up and tell the world about what they have on their mind. Let's see. Here is the link. And what we have over here is the sales page for that small publisher I was talking about. Their Compass Publishing House. They have a number of really interesting looking products. Their top selling item is something called Monster Souls for 5th edition D&D. 170 plus magic items. And they have it available. They're like a real publishing company as opposed to mine, which is just intentionally something of a joke. And also because I'm just lazy and don't want to put the work in to do actual real books. All we do are ebooks. And there we have Mr. Phil. Hello, Phil.
Hey, Steve. Been a while.
Yeah, I've been. It constantly moving targets as far as how my days have been going lately.
I get it.
So, but today was nice. Well, other than the amusing events at work, today was nice and quiet. So I figured I could actually get away with this. But yeah, so they have Monster Souls, which is, again, I have no connection with this company whatsoever. Their titles look interesting. So I'm going to take a quick look at them here. Well, until someone could come up with something better to talk about. Uh-oh, this won't move. Oh, there we go. So their table of contents: soul gems, soul crafting. So the items are made out of souls. Well, I have a couple of products that revolve around a similar idea.
Oh,
They're using Kickstarter, of course. Something else that I'm not really doing.
my
So,
question is, can I have a pig soul?
can you have a pig soul?
Sure.
Let's see. They have souls of aberrations. I guess that would be a. You talk about the driving pigs. I guess there would be
Yeah, yeah,
aberrations in
yeah.
game terms.
I want a driving pig soul.
Yes, Stan, that is a good cover image. In fact, these guys seem to have really nice cover art and really nice art in general. Oh, their preview is 50 pages long. Let's see. Oh, here's some interior art. Goggles of Arcanum. That's one of their items in this book. This is the least interesting of their books, I think, though. Because the one that really
They have a more
fascinates me.
interesting one.
What's that?
They have a more interesting one.
Yes, this one to me looked
Okay.
extremely interesting. If you are into role-playing games, this setting right here, it's a setting book. It's called Primal. It's for 5th edition D&D. It's a prehistoric campaign primer for GMs and players. And what this thing is, let's see about the cover. I haven't really looked at this one
You
yet.
should probably move us around so we can see the text on the screen.
Oh, that's a good point. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's rob Stan of his First Amendment rights and silence him. And
Yes.
there we go. So this is the cover for Primal. Not as impressive a cover as the other one, I don't think. But not bad. It's colorful. It's attractive. It's got a girl in a wheelchair or some sort of chair with wheelchair, and pet dinosaurs. There it is without any
What's
words
not to
on it.
love? What's not to love?
Yeah. And
Wheelchairs, dinosaurs.
Yep. Hey, Becca. Welcome, welcome. So it's written by Jackson Lewis and Lydia Van Hoy. They're the designers on this. Cover art was by Rose Lesium, and they used stock arts and Wikimedia Common, Adobe stock art, so the real stuff. Unlike the packages I produce. Editor E.R.F. Jordan, I believe he's also the operator of this company, from what I've seen. Let's see, forward. And he got forward right. Maybe it's a generational thing, but way back when I was a whippersnapper.
Yes, get off my lawn.
Yeah. More often than not, people wouldn't do FOREWORD. They would have FORWARD, which of course is completely wrong and not what they intended. But that's what I mean. Even big companies like White Wolf had that ridiculous typo in it, or malapropism, whatever the proper description of that is. So when we did our initial product line, Rolf, which was a game that was making fun of games and game publishing, every product had the forward in it, FORWARD, and it was very much intentional. And nobody called us on it. That was one of our great disappointments, that nobody seemed to notice. I guess we're the only ones that cared that a forward is not forward, as in moving forward. Let's see. Dinosaurs and fantasy have been bedmates as long as we can possibly remember. In this book, we do our best to marry the concepts of scientific realism with the fantastical in order to create the best possible book for our readers. We realize that some creative liberties have been taken one or two dinosaurs, but we believe these liberties add to rather than subtract from the book. See, to me, this sounds like a way cool idea. You can either do a Jurassic Park kind of thing, or you can have people just people coexisting with dinosaurs. variant mounted rules, dinosaur to prehistoric beast lore. Okay, this just sounds cool. This book appeals to my imagination and my sense of the dragon lover in me. Even though these aren't dragons, I know they're dinosaurs, and they have stats for the dinosaurs.
Well, if you were to listen to Answers in Genesis, they are one and the same.
Well, that is true. Yeah, I've heard that. That's what dragons were inspired by. Maybe well-trained editors have always been rarer than dino teeth. Yep, I think you may be correct, Stan. But we got mileage out of it, so. All right, non-sauropod herbivores. And then we have the critters. Although only, it's too bad they didn't dig out art for every one of these beasties. Iguanodon, I just like the name of that thing. Hopefully it changes colors. Anyhow, yes, this is the one that looked most interesting to me. So on the face of it, I kind of like what these guys are doing. And again, for all I know, they wouldn't want my endorsement. The Endless Dungeon campaign, that sounds pretty cool.
You have sponsorship, so of course they would want your
Yeah.
endorsement.
Yeah, I guess I need to put up another ad for one of my sponsors.
You are a big-time YouTuber.
Yes. What is Edol? The world of Edol is a prison planet constructed by an ancient spacefaring culture to imprison. Holy crap! I have run this game.
Really?
Oh, I like these guys even more. Ancient spacefaring culture to imprison the great goddess Pandora. To keep the goddess's agents at bay, this cube-shaped planet consists of 6 sprawling dungeons, ever changing their layout and contents. Okay, the campaign I'm referring to, you gotta be a little bit of a geek to understand anything I'm going to be saying in the next few minutes. But
that will exclude me then.
Okay, yeah, because you're a holy man, and I would expect you to know nothing about the evil satanic D&D. But
I know that it's evil and satanic. Does that count?
yes, I had a game that I ran where it was based in a setting called Spelljammer, which is basically fantasy environment in space. People flying around in magic ships, going from planet to planet. In this setting, I had spacefaring drow, which are an evil elf race common in D&D. There were and these spacefaring drow were pretty much devoted to keeping the religiously fanatic and absolutely batshit crazy from their point of view cousins from some of the planets, keeping them on those planets. So they were making blocks in the dimension so that they could magically leave. They were guarding the ships with their war fleets. So the drow couldn't get up into space. And the thing that they were the most worried about was the fact that they worshipped a goddess named Lolth, an evil spider goddess that was bent on exerting her control over all the drow because they were her people, she thought.
So someone had met Becca and made a character after her.
Yes, basically, yes.
Okay.
And hello, Becca. So the spelljamming drow, the spacefaring drow, had created this basically interdimensional prison, and they had managed to lock Lolth inside it. I mean, she's still a major goddess, so her powers were still available to her worshippers, her priests, so she could still grant them that. But she was unable to sort of launch a fantasy jihad against them and just generally subjugate the universe. So her folks are trying to get to release her. The drow are trying to keep her in check. The spacefaring drow are trying to keep her in check. And her prison is a bunch of ever sort of rotating and shifting pocket dimensions that and it's basically the game setting called Ravenloft, which is something that I worked on at TSR. So I basically tossed all the settings into a blender and came up with this campaign. Um, Unfortunately, we set it aside just as the players were starting to realize that uh, the spacefaring drow, as evil as they are, especially since they were trying to change the nature of one of the suns in one of the solar systems. So it was basically going to be a giant black light. So they could drow in the game setting. They're basically sunlight kills them. So they
Okay.
have to wear full body armor basically if they ever want to go out from the underground. Uh, and they were basically converting a sun from its natural state into basically a giant black light, so they could fully colonize this particular solar system. Never mind that there's already people living on a couple of the planets. I mean, screw them.
Sure.
Yeah, they're just going to redo the whole solar system, and that's another campaign setting in the D&D world. It's called Dark Sun, and the sun in this place is changing and fading, and that's my explanation for it. The drow
Okay.
are up to no good. So anyhow, that's why when I read this and say that it's an ever-changing dungeon where Pandora is trapped inside it, yes, I played this. I made this. It, again, I didn't make this. I'm just saying same concept. So the more I look at, the more I see of these guys, the more I like them. They're brilliant. Um, let's see. So whatever their code of ethics is or code of conduct is, it's got to be equally brilliant, I would think. Oh, Becca, don't frown. We're just kidding. We know you're not evil. Uh, Although now I'm going to be excommunicated by Pope Phil for saying that. But
No, no.
so
She is the goddess of the jelly god. She can't be evil. So.
so so ERF Jordan did this on his own. Smart man. He had an editor smarter than me. Since in recent years, I've kind of been my own editor when Hundal has been too busy, which has been.
So is that similar to the he who has himself as a lawyer is a fool? He who has himself as an editor is an idiot? Is that
Well, some people are can probably edit themselves just fine, but
okay?
I am my own worst editor. I am terrible at it. I mean, for example, I thought I was done. I finished the latest Blue Beetle book. I put it out, and it's, as far as I can tell, it's typo free. Except I left out a very important paragraph at the very end of the game section.
Oh,
I doubt anyone's going to notice it unless they read all the comics and they go, "Hey, he adapted this, he adapted that, he adapted this." But why did he not do this big deal? In the very last story, there's an event that happens, and it was actually the very first thing that I wrote, and then as I was rearranging the order in which things were listed.
mhm.
Blue Beetle, he has this magic artifact that lets him turn into a super being, and I kind of codified in D20 system role playing game terms all of the various abilities that he's granted by this artifact, so you can use it in your role playing games. And I left out this one, in my mind, very important thing. So there's going to be a revised edition. That's the joy of ebooks. You can always go in and fix them. But an editor would have noticed that. An editor would have said, "Hey, dummy, what about this? It was there in your first draft, but it's not here in the final draft. Why?" And me, editing myself, I just spaced the fact I'd cut that off. So, okay, they have multiple races here for this dungeon. Gnolls, rabbit folk. Oh, look, there's a rabbit folk. Wastelander, the native races from the planet. ancient Idol, or Idol, how that's pronounced. Oh, you died and were brought back to life by the ampy-necromancy of the umbral swamps. Again, I think I like these guys. And this, I think, is this 5th edition, or what is this? Although 5th edition is so close to other varieties that I could probably use it just fine if I felt so inclined. Yeah, it's a 5th edition. 5th edition. Wording is hard. Englishing is hard. All right, so.
Not according to your editor.
Yeah.
You English and Word just fine.
No, no. Well, I English and Word better than some, but no. Yeah, it is right. I mean, people need editors. Everyone should have a second set of eyes going over things, or even a third set of eyes. Proofreading. Yes. I'm my own worst proofreader. I mean, I'm an even worse editor for myself than I'm a proofreader. Actually, I'm just a bad proofreader all around. But
I'm a horrible proofreader because I have dyslexia, and so I can look at my same exact mistake and go, "Yep, looks fine," because it looked fine the first time.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. So that's kind of some of their products. They have Ranger Sourcebook and a Thief Sourcebook. It's their top selling things. And then there's this industry code of conduct. Do you run a publishing house?
That's a thing, an industry code of conduct?
Well, they've produced one.
Okay.
And here's what it says. Do you run a publishing house? Are you concerned about protecting writers, editors, and artists and other creators from abuse and exploitation in the industry?
No.
Well, yeah, you do not.
Okay, so I failed on both accounts.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I run one.
Okay.
The TTRPG Industry Code of Conduct is a short set of guidelines designed to keep the tabletop industry safe, accountable, and accessible for people from all walks of life, especially those who are historically marginalized.
Okay.
Let's see. By contractually obligating each member of your publishing house to follow the Code of Conduct, you are implementing safety tools to help prevent abuse, exploitation, nepotism, and bigotry in your workplace by holding each member of the company accountable for their actions.
So this is just basically corporate America brought into gaming.
Yeah, I think so. The best part of it is this won't cost you a penny. For no cost at all, you can just place a system and you can put in place a system that helps your company flourish with new perspectives and underrepresented voices. Well, let's see. I've already added it to my cart, so let's take a look at the details.
Hold on a minute. I need to respond to one thing because Cap agreed with you. Englishing is overrated, but he's fluent in Syraxian, so his opinion doesn't count. Just saying, Cap. Just saying.
Here's what other customers are saying. Very fast and perfect answer. Problem solved in 5 minutes. Respect. Support was prompt, thorough, and friendly. Thank you all. Is that referring to downloading stuff from TTRPG or to the publisher that I'm getting this thing from? I don't know.
I'm not really sure.
I have no way of telling. Well, either way, someone got kudos, so that's good. So confirming my order. Please do not reload this page or navigate away from it. We want to download this. So, what did I miss?
Okay.
Oh, that was needlessly cruel. Okay, I just saw it. Yeah, it was. Let's see. Title. Okay, why did it go back when it didn't? Did I miss the little? Oh, there's a pop-up. Okay, it's just being slow. All right, open file. So I don't know if I really need to worry about this because I had a law student in Greece send me some ideas for products, and I said, "Yep, let's do them," and we did. Uh, I have someone that is a quote traditionally marginalized from a traditionally marginalized community that has been my primary creative partner in Nulo Games from the get-go. In fact, she designed Rolf.
Oh, wow.
It was her idea, that game. Uh, Rolf, the role-playing game of dumb fighters or something like that. I forget the name. It's been a while since I've done anything with it because I want her to, take point when we do something. Although she is doing stats for, if I do that half-assed translation of um, the Italian comic, she will do game stats. She's already promised that. Remember this screen when you get 37 copies, Steve. Oh, hello, Mo. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are about to look at the TTRPG Industry Code of Conduct. It was drafted by Compass Publishing House. Originally written for Compass Publishing House, but has been distributed for modification and use by other members of the role-playing game industry. This code of conduct was designed with a remote workplace in mind, using Discord, Zoom, and similar programs to coordinate team communication. If your workplace meets in person, modify references to chats, moderators, and administrators to reflect the nature of your workplace. So this is basically a rider to their contracts that they give freelancers, or it's part of the contract that they do for I think for freelancers, or maybe company employees. I can't quite, maybe it's all of the above. I was just curious because my inherent bias is that a lot of these sort of measures, they're more counterproductive than not.
Okay.
I've had negative experience with them, but then, I'm an evil old white guy, so what can you do? And I also have felt that they have been unnecessary, but maybe my experience with role-playing games has been highly unusual. For example, in the decades I've played role-playing games, I've only been in one single group, one that did not include at least one woman or one female. One egg bearer. I don't know what the proper terminology for women are these days.
I'm gonna say what you just said isn't proper, but
That's
okay.
not proper? Oh, okay. It's a moving target, and I'm trying to be sensitive and everything because I'm going over. Uh, Again, if somebody from uh, Compass House comes along, Compass Publishing House comes along, you guys, your stuff looks really impressive. So any comments or editorializing I'm doing on this industry code of conduct, no reflection on your products and your output because I'm probably going to be buying the dinosaur book and probably that Eladon thing too, or Edon thing, Eldon, whatever it was called, because those look very, very good, and I think I could get use out of both of those. So here we go. So to prevent abuse and exploitation of the members, well, also who in a small publishing company exploits and abuses their contributors and their staff? Again, maybe I've just been
I would say that it may have happened at some point because otherwise they wouldn't have put it in.
yeah, I guess I just it's beyond my personal experience. I will admit that hands down. Uh, or I've just been oblivious to it. I don't know. Um,
No, I'm just saying it's been my experience in these types of things that it's happened somewhere to somebody.
yeah. let's see. So prevent abuse and exploitation of the members of this company. Each member of the company agrees to keep the following code of conduct. 1. Equality. Every member of the company is subject to the code of conduct. No member is exempt from the code of conduct for any reason, including their history of successful work, financial resources, position in the major company, or status in the wider industry. Well, that's an interesting paragraph. Okay, I guess I can. All right, fine. I see how that one. How there are people who. Uh,
There's usually some founder of some tech company who says, "Yeah, we're gonna have a standard of code of conduct," but then they don't live up to it.
yeah, and in fact, there was a blow up in my general sphere a couple of years ago that checks a lot of boxes in that first paragraph. Again, I was not involved with it. It was shocking to me that individuals that were involved, and it probably came from the fact that somebody had a quote history of successful work, financial resources, and so on and so forth. So, 2, accountability. The following behaviors are deemed unacceptable by the company and its members, both for its creators and its content, and are considered grounds for immediate dismissal. Bigotry, racism, sexism, ableism, homophobia, transphobia, and other forms of discrimination. And sexual harassment and assault, well, yes, of course. Threats or incitement of violence against real people, yep, of course. Plagiarism, oh, yes, definitely. So this bigotry, racism, sexism, ableism, homophobia, transphobia, and other forms of discrimination. This is the one where I see people go kind of way overboard. Like they're finding sexism and racism in imaginary situations and creatures. Uh, dog whistles, dog whistles that are there that are they're meant so they're for the racists and the sexists to pick up on.
I
Uh,
think there are. I think that's a definitional issue. I think those things need to be more clearly defined. What you're talking about,
yep, I mean, and I'm sure
because
they. Go ahead.
because
Sorry.
I agree with you. I think that a lot of that is in the ear of the beholder, um, and given confirmation biases and all kinds of other biases, what I hear may not be what you said, but I
Yep.
heard it.
Yeah, that's exactly what the sort of trend that I've seen
Yeah.
accelerate increasingly over the last 15 years.
Yep. Yep.
Um, if a project is found to support any of the above behaviors or include them without criticism, and see, that's another thing too. It's the without criticism. I've seen people dump on products where clearly, you know, sexism or slavery, whatever, it's clearly in a negative context. It's something that the heroes are supposed to address and stop. So I actually like this clarification here that without
Right.
criticism, the company will stop selling the relevant content until those concerns can be addressed and removed from the work if possible. All right, they lost me with this one because that again, it's in the eye of the beholder, like you said. If the content can't be fixed, it will remain unavailable. So who decides if
Yeah.
a
There's.
project is
Yeah.
found to support any of the behaviors? Who makes that determination? Because it this is the thing that gets me because it's what I've ranted about in this forum too. Um, I worked for a company called TSR and Wizards of the Coast. I wrote a bunch of products for them. And then a few years back, they decided to slap a label on everything published prior to the year 2000, declaring it racist and sexist and, oh, sorry, possibly racist and sexist and homophobic because it was from an earlier unenlightened time where racist sons of bitches wrote these products.
Okay.
Um,
That's weird, but okay.
yeah, it's absolutely asinine. I mean, their own books, they slap this label on. Uh,
I
that
think. I think as we kind of just throw shit out there,
Yeah,
I think part of the issue is you have a global clientele and local knowledge of things, and no context to put uh, other cultures and other societal norms into any context. And so I think a lot of what happens is you end up with people halfway around the world who go, I don't see a problem with this, and somebody else going, yeah, but over here, we have X issue.
yeah,
So I think that globalization, to a certain extent, has helped us, but I also think that there's some detriment in the fact that we just don't have universal understanding of shit.
yeah.
That makes any sense.
Well, it makes perfect sense. And I put the link up there again if somebody wants to come up and express agreeing or contrary opinions. And hey, mirrors,
No
uh,
contrary opinions allowed, Steve.
no
What are you?
contra. Oh,
We haven't been doing this, for a while. You need to get back into the rhythm.
well, you come up, do a contrary opinion, then I boot you from the panel and I block you. That's how it works, right? Going to be
Right,
a real
right,
YouTuber.
right, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah,
Only my fans in the chat. Only
yep,
those who agree with me.
yep. So mirrors, this is probably boring for most people. Although Cap, I would be interested in seeing that crap the German magazine was pulling on you last year. If you want to share it, or come up, or so maybe it could be the subject of
Yeah,
a
I'd love
future
to hear it.
stream.
Love to hear it.
Or unless you're saving your voice, you can come up and tell us all about it. So yes, mirrors. I found this little publisher who has put out a code of conduct. It's their code of conduct. They've revised it for use by other publishers, and I'm taking a look at it. They are a cool company, though. I like their stuff. They're going to be getting some of my money. All right, so next. So these are subheaders still under. So this is subheader under accountability. So A, voicing concerns. If a company creator exhibits problematic behavior other than the sorts listed above, they will be suspended from all projects until the matter is discussed by any relevant members of the company and an impartial third party. This process can be initiated by anyone, including those outside the company, by contacting a moderator, administrator, or team leader. Oh, and they do a lot of online working back and forth. Uh, so a lot of this is, um, let's see, the discussion will lead to
Uh,
one of two solutions. I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
I just have a little response to Cap. I do all of my broadcasting from an iPhone, so just saying.
Oh, he probably has whatever the work product was, or the
Oh,
the
gotcha, gotcha,
the uh, ethics and such probably on the laptop.
gotcha.
Uh, so let's see. This discussion will lead to one of two solutions: the creator is reinstated, or the creator is removed from the company and their idea is removed from any relevant projects to the best of the team's ability. The content of the discussion will be used to improve the code of conduct if at all possible. Uh, I'm not sure I like this. Uh, Anybody outside the company can decide that I don't, this guy is problematic. He's a Republican or he's a
Um,
Democrat.
I think
Actually,
so,
B answered that question.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah. Depending on the severity of the behavior, creator may be given a chance to correct their behavior before being suspended. This is by no means guaranteed, and the subject of the approval of those wronged by the creator's behavior and an impartial third party. So yeah. B, disagreements. Disagreeing with an idea is not grounds for removal from a project. If a discussion becomes repetitive or inflammatory, the moderators reserve the right to Put the conversation on hold until the next day so it can continue in more passion. Okay, that actually didn't answer that concern.
Yeah, I think I would struggle with that. You know, if there are outside people who aren't really part of
Yeah.
it, there are people who just like to stir shit up. And
Yep.
just look at any comment on any product you've ever read, and you'll read stuff that's just complete nonsense. It has nothing to do with anything.
Yep. Absolutely. So reinstatement. A removed creator may be reinstated to the company after a probationary period of at least 6 months have passed. If and only if the creator has demonstrated remorse, made amends, and dedicated themselves uh, to doing better in the future. Oh yeah, only if they've made amends. So they've gone on an apology tour, and yeah,
Okay, but again, what is an amend?
right.
Who's the arbiter of whether you did that or not?
Well, there's an
I,
impartial
I,
third party that decides this, apparently.
oh, okay.
Uh, yeah, no, it's
And their standard of it, like I see this whole thing as problematic. It seems
yeah,
overly broad and vague.
yep. And after a probationary period of at least 6 months has passed. Well, you know what? If I was a person that got booted from projects by some company, and it was 6 months, I would have found something else to do in the meantime,
Right,
and I would never look back at those people.
right.
Um, so 3, harassment. The following list considers some, but not all, of the behaviors that might be considered harassment. Unwarranted unwarranted comments about a person's lifestyle or choices. Did they mean unwanted? What would be an unwarranted
Uh,
comment?
well, if I were to just simply blurt out something about your lifestyle and choices right now, would be
Would that
unwarranted,
would
since
that be
we're not
unwarranted?
even well, we're not, since it's nothing that we're even discussing.
Phil, goddammit, stop vaping. Would that, would, would that be an unwarranted comment about your lifestyle choice?
It would be unwarranted, and I also don't give a shit. So,
Okay. Gratuitous or off-topic sexual images or behavior in spaces where they aren't relevant. Okay, yeah, that I'm again. I've led a sheltered life. I'm not. I don't. Oh, actually, I guess I can't see how that can happen. Um,
that happens. Yes, that can happen.
yeah, yeah. Deliberate intimidation. I just haven't seen it at any of the publishing firms I've been at, so that's where I. Um, let's see. Constant disruption of discussion, even after. Oh, wait. This, of course, is. I forgot. This is
Hold
online.
on, hold on, Steve. Hold on, Steve. Oh, are you muted? I don't know. I can't hear you. I
No.
see you talking. I can't hear you.
No, I'm not. I don't think I'm muted.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wait, what? No, wait. Stop. What? Oh, is this that what we're talking about here on stopping and interrupting?
Uh, oh, you're being a smartass. Okay. Yeah, that's constant disrupt. Yes. There. That's what you get. Yeah, he was just being a jerk. He was proving how important this code of conduct is. Uh, so, but yes, it is designed for online, and then the gratuitous or off-topic sexual images and behavior in spaces where they aren't relevant makes a 100% sense.
Right.
Um, Sending repeated private messages to a creator after they request you stop doing so. Oh yes, that is
Yes,
annoying.
that's a big no-no. Yes.
Making another creator's words public without their consent, except when those words. Oh no 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 no. So You think, Phil, that something in an email or a private exchange we've had is, quote, violates code of conduct. So therefore, you get to put it out for everybody to read. You get to put it all over YouTube, all over the internet, all over Discord, just because you think I violated the code of conduct.
Yep.
So you get to make the call according to this. This is a bad.
Yes.
That. If this was my code of conduct, that um, make another creator's words public without their consent. Period.
Right.
That would end right there. Because now, if I'm writing you nasty emails, you send them to, the editor or some other boss at the company, but you don't just put them out there. This is way too broad.
Yes.
Yeah. No, 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 no. Yes, Pope, behave yourself. See, the woman from a land full of things that will kill you tell you that just want to kill you tells you to behave yourself. So you should.
It's a land that doesn't exist. Every flat earther knows this.
Yeah. Okay, so here we have. It is important to note that holding creator accountable for their actions is not harassment. Uh,
Well, that's
again,
okay. I don't agree with that. But
no.
okay.
So accountable for their actions. What I take Phil's teasing and putting me, making people think that people can't hear me. I put that out and I tell people to start calling his house and tell him what a bastard he is. I think that will count him for his actions, but it also is harassment. This is dumb.
Right.
All
And
right.
and and clearly I'm jesting with you.
Yeah. Oh no, no, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know, but I don't take it
But
as a joke, and therefore, yeah,
right, right. That's what I'm saying, right? Like clearly my intention is to jest with you. You take it in a different way. So you're going to have people harass me because your Fifi's got hurt.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
How much do you charge, Steve? That depends.
Well, that's
What
a
am I charging
violation of the
for?
code of conduct.
It is.
That's unwanted sexual harassment in a context in which it doesn't apply.
Well, she could be asking me my per word rate or for editing. But I can see that now. That if you're going to look at it that way, that could be taken wrong. And so, yes, I'm going to put that all over the Welsh News Network Discord. And
Discord. Yes, yes.
Carrie sexually harassed me and implied I'm a prostitute. Uh, yeah, no, I took it as in, yeah. This little angel. Uh, yeah. All right. So non-disclosure agreements. Some companies use non-disclosure agreements (NDAs) to protect confidential information, like innovative ideas and projects in progress. While NDAs have their uses, they can also prevent traders from speaking out about unfair working conditions or stolen intellectual property. Yes and no. Um, well, I'm not going to get into particulars. If the company requires creators to sign an NDA, the act of speaking out about working conditions and violations of code of conduct is exempt from any restrictions imposed by the NDA for the safety of the team and all its creators.
Uh,
That's
Contact your lawyer before taking that as gospel.
yeah. This company's NDA would be exempt from this, but other companies might not, and there are certain clauses in NDAs that actually are void once they're put in there. But again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on that.
There's
But
there's also certain illegal actions that would void an NDA, but I'm
yeah,
again not legal advice.
right, exactly, exactly. Diverse hiring. The company is committed to diverse creators from a variety of different experiences and origins. Um, do you have ideas that I want to publish? Do I think you can execute the ideas? All right, you're hired. That's always been my approach.
Seems like a good
Um,
one.
Let's see. Moderators, administrators. So, as an industry of remote workers, this company will rely upon internet forums like Discord to coordinate talk between the team. To allow the process of remote work to go smoothly, the following roles exist within the company. Moderators. Hey, this is like my little YouTube channel here, isn't it? Oh, wait. Oh, no, I can't see people's wrenches because I'm looking at StreamYard. I was like, wait, everybody lost their wrenches? What the hell? No, thanks. I just can't see them. Moderators have the power to temporarily mute creators. See,
If only that were true in other areas. Ugh.
yeah, well, again, this is their organization. This is not how I would
Right,
organize
right,
my
right,
company.
right,
But yeah,
right.
so moderators of the forums have power to temporarily mute creators in the chat or remove them entirely, as in the case when a creator is dismissed for problematic behavior. They can also delete messages from the chat, a power only to be used when a message violates code of conduct. Administrators have the power to manipulate Discord itself, such as altering names, organization of forums, blah, 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 or removing such forums when a project is complete. Administrators will also have all the power associated with moderators. Yeah, see, yeah, you need forum moderators, but I guess I've always, well, again, I don't know. This is their structure. I don't know that I would want. Well, yeah, I guess it depends who the moderators are. The moderators project leads? Are they the editors? Um, are they these third parties?
Usually, I think a better structure would be to have moderators who moderate the chat and the going on in the chat, and that's fine with um, having them delete certain comments and things like that. They seem to give moderators powers I think would be better vested in an administrator, but that's just
Yeah.
me.
Well, here we go. The answer to my questions. So the founder clause: one administrator retained their position as a result of creating the Discord. This clause is acknowledgement that this position was not assigned by vote. Okay. Again, not how I would structure my creative teams, but okay. And the administrator can and should be removed if the rest of the company finds his assignment troublesome. Well, let's see. Team leaders. A team leader is a creator responsible for organizing a project and its team from start to finish. Priority for this role will be given to the creator who suggests the project. If the creator who suggests the idea has no interest in leading the project, the role will be given to a volunteer that is deemed qualified to lead the project by the rest of the company. So this team leader can be booted from the conversation by a moderator, if I'm understanding the structure correctly here.
Right, that's where I think
Again,
that would seem to me to be a role better suited to an administrator, because you're delegating them a higher authority, and that seems like awfully draconian
yeah. Let's
to
see.
say, you know, just anyone can boot you because I disagree with you. But again, just me.
Yeah, this is not how I'd organize my teams, but again, not my company. And this is just their suggestion as to how code of conduct should be written. A team leader, and this is online stuff, working when you're working remotely.
Right.
Except the whole word democracy thing is also something when you're not working remotely. In fact, it would be more, I think, useful if you guys are all in one location. Although it's again not necessarily how I would want to do things. I mean, you want to get input from everybody, but someone's got to call the shots at the end of the day.
Yes.
A team leader can, because what if the rest of the company decides to say that the fellow who appears to be the lead designer of this particular company is unfit? Does he just step aside and go away? Actually, I've seen that happen in a small company, but which shocked me, but maybe people would. I mean, personally, I'd take my ball and go home, and nobody would have anything to do. Uh, let's see, balanced teams. Oh, and team leaders can choose to work alone on a project for the company, but they are still required to meet the project's accessibility requirements. See Section 7. Balanced teams. Team leaders can recruit creators on a project-to-project basis. Okay, yeah. These creators can be members of the company or creators from outside the company. But every team member must agree to the code of conduct before working on a company project. So this is part of the contract they would sign. A creator always has the option of turning down projects that don't interest them. Yeah, that's a smart way to run your creative teams, especially if you're going outside the company. And inside the company too, for, yeah, someone should be able to say, yeah, you know what, I really don't like Greyhawk. Please don't make me write Greyhawk. Um, Actually, I'm trying to think of what TSR product I would have not want to work on. Um,
Blue Beetle. I would not have wanted to work on Blue Beetle. Just saying.
you would not want to work on Blue Beetle. Okay.
The creator. I don't know. I don't know if I could put up with him.
Well, they're all dead, so you should be fine. um, oh yeah, Pope Phil is correct. Obey the Pope. Please push the like button and subscribe if you feel like it. Again, this is
Take your little finger and stroke that button. Hit that like button. Only takes a second. Hit that button.
Yeah. Um.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
If a team or project is shown to strongly favor one demographic without a relevant reason for doing so, the team will be restructured to balance its perspective. Moderators and administrators are explicitly included in this requirement. What if I've chosen to work alone on the project?
I don't know.
How do they accomplish this? I have to have a sensitivity reader. Oh, that's a concept I absolutely hate with a passion. Despite the fact I've used them a couple of times.
Cap would like a link, sir. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I'll put a link back there. There's another link. Hopefully, it's a good link that works. So, anti-nepotism. What is the anti-nepotism clause? Oh, I skipped a whole paragraph. We'll put this on hold, for example, because Cap has a real life story to tell us.
Oh, wonderful.
But we'll keep going here. So yeah, some projects may require one group to be more represented than others. For instance, a project writing about Jewish mythology is completely justified in prioritizing Jewish creators over other demographics. Okay, so it's okay to be exclusionary when it serves the project. Really?
Well, yes, if you're doing a project about a specific topic, it's okay to discuss that specific topic. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Yeah, I mean, I agree 100% with the notion here, but for the sake of inclusivity, shouldn't you have a Nazi on the team?
Right.
Right. In such a case, a team that favors the relevant demographic is perfectly acceptable within the confines of diverse hiring. All right, so no Nazis for the Jewish mythology team. All right, fine. Anti-nepotism. While a historical vetted relationship with the creator is a strong reason to continue hiring them, and a team should contain a core of experienced creators, the company is committed to helping new voices enter the industry. Team leaders are strongly encouraged to put out public calls for work and prioritize the voices of new creators when possible. Well, okay, yeah. Hiring new talent is always a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
If a creator is suspected of hiring only friends, relatives. So I guess creator, they defining here, that's what I would think of as an editor or project lead. Um, did that link go out okay, Cap? Uh, I'm always insecure about whether things are working or not. Uh, other creators they've worked with before, their ability to hire creators will be suspended and discussed. Uh,
Okay.
well, so I like getting covers from when I'm paying for them from Brad McDivitt and Stan. I know that they will produce stuff that I like. They will take the money that I can afford to give them. So I will always go to McDivitt or Stan. Um, no nepotism there. I just know they give me what I want, and
Yes, you have a trusted source. You trust
yeah,
that source for a reason, and you continue to trust that source. Yeah, I don't
yeah.
see the issue with that.
And when I have put out, hey, anybody want to draw a cover for me? I, you know, not heard back, but that's because I sell dozens of copies. I would suspect, and nobody's interested in drawing covers for me, um, except like I said for for friends like Stan. Um, I'm assuming he's my friend. Um,
You know what they say about assuming.
yeah, I know. Now I'm worried. All right, well, at least the leak worked for Cap. He's just getting ready. All right, so payment. Okay, so it's everyone gets paid by shares. Each project will be broken into 100 shares, each representing a percentage of the project's workload. Before the project begins, the team will break down these shares to reflect the tasks at hand and divide them up among the team's members. Whether the team is paid from a budget or from royalties, a creator will receive a percentage of the project's earnings, directly proportional to the share of the work they committed to. A creator takes if a creator takes on 10 shares of the work, they will receive 10% of the project's earnings. Okay, so again, who makes the final call here? I guess it'll be explained down
E-
below.
Hopefully.
The team may commit to other forms of payment, such as dividing royalties equally among members, regardless of workload. Such commitment is made on a project to project basis and requires the unanimous consent of the entire team.
Okay.
Okay. I I I guess I'm just a dictatorial bastard because uh, this seems like too much chaos. Well, maybe not. Again, I just have never actually. I can't recall working in an environment like this where it's a democracy. Um, Contracted creators, artists, cartographers, and other such contract creators with established rates can choose to be paid according to their rates rather than receiving shares of the project. In which case, it's the responsibility of the team to decide whether those rates fit into the project's budget. See, why would the guy, again, I'm just throwing that out as an idea here. Why would the guy who is hired to, or who has committed to write um, the cave of the white bunny and give it stats, why does he get to decide how the cartographer gets paid? I guess I'm
I
not. I
yeah,
can't wrap my mind around how this is working. Because all of this stuff I'm seeing, I would think that the publisher or editor in chief or the project lead they mentioned above that they make these kinds of calls. It's not a vote that's get put to a vote. But again, somebody can update me. Uh-oh, device is not connected. I saw you here, Cap. Apparently your mic slash cam they will let me add you to the stream until we have some sort of connectivity there. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, hey, if there's anyone in the 6 people watching that are experienced with publishing currently, and I'm just way out of touch, and because I have not worked for a publisher in a decade at this point, so maybe even more. So it could be I'm completely out of touch with how things operate in the game industry, but there we have Cap.
Hey, Cap.
Howdy, howdy.
Was that your hard drive that I heard grinding in the background? If so, I'm impressed. Okay. Oh, here we go with the sensitivity consultants. So we'll put this aside and let's hear about what the Germans are up to.
I'm getting an echo about 3 or 4 seconds after the words.
Okay, you need to put on a headsets or close some windows, or both. I mean, that's why I'm wearing this little earpiece here, because if I wasn't, I would be getting the echo as well. Wage equity. A company is committed to closing the wage gap between marginalized and non-marginalized creators. When a rate of pay has been established, typically per share of the workloads, the company is required to pay each and every member of the team equally according to that rate. Okay, so I guess that falls under. Yeah, look at Steve giving tech advice. Yeah, I know I should just shut up. You're right, Carrie. But that's the one thing I was able to solve was the echo. Nothing else though. So I guess this falls under the. I mean, for example, I have personally 2 rules. Well, one rule that I've always had, and that is
Don't be a dick.
no. I am a dick. No, the rule is if I'm creating something for somebody else, I do not work for free.
That seems like a good rule.
Yeah, I will get paid something. And if it's somebody that I like, that something could be a milkshake at McDonald's, but buy me lunch and that's the payment. But I do not work for free. Period. The end. And for a number of years, the bottom rate that I was willing to work for was 15 cents a word. And if I really wanted to work on the project, it would, could go down to 5 or 8 or 10 cents, but I was going to get paid or I didn't work. Now that I'm no longer, writing full time, I will work for, a free copy of the whatever book I contribute to. But since I just work for myself these days, it doesn't really matter because I haven't been trying to drum up work. I don't think anybody would actually hire me at this point, to be quite blunt. But if I really wanted to work on the project, it would, go down to 5 or 8 or 10 cents. And now I can hear myself talking. I was gonna get paid, or I didn't work. I think this is probably from Cap. Now that I'm no longer writing full time, let me try.
Yes, it's not from me.
Yep, it's from Cap.
And I was correct about Carrie. She says she likes to get paid in love. I told you.
So, Carrie, I guess I just answered your question about my rates. And editing and development work was basically flat fees. or it was by hour, by the hour that had to be put into it. If I was afraid it would be a complete and total mess of a project. But all of that is, like I said, 10 years in the past. So
I don't go on streams where people can get it together, Gary. So I'm right at home.
well, Carrie gets paid in love. That's the problem with being a mother. That's the oh, did I mute Cap, or did Cap mute Cap? I thought I unmuted him. Cap muted Cap. Okay, now he's unmuted. All right. Oh, how much rent for my space? Well, the whole thing is about $1,900 when you include utilities and everything. That's US dollars. And the office is about 10% of that. So what is that? That's 119. That's about $200 a month for the office. Since I still generate enough royalties and I still produce enough material that I still file a Schedule C, and so therefore the office is a business deduction. Now that I'm monetized, this is a business. I can start deducting my computers again because yes, actually everybody that's in the side chat, they're paying in love. I mean, I can't pay in love to give away the free memberships, but everything else can. Yeah, everyone in the side chat, you're paying for being here in love, because I love you all, and hopefully you love me, which is why you're here. Or maybe you're here to gather more content for the fan fiction. But why would you write fan fiction if you don't love me? I mean, is there a higher expression of love than restreaming streams and then writing fan fiction? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think that's the highest form of love and sincerity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the accessibility clause. I think Cap is being attacked by Martians. All right, so accessibility. The company is committed to making its project accessible to creators and audiences from all different experiences and origins, especially those who are historically marginalized. A, sensitivity consultants. If a company project references or draws inspiration from a real culture that isn't represented by its team members, a qualified sensitivity consultant will be a required part of the budget. Instances where you would require a sensitivity consultant include, but are not limited to, referencing a culture's fashion and art, modeling a fantasy nation or religion after a real region, borrowing names, figures, or specific narratives from a culture's mythology.
Can anyone hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yep, we sure can. Well, we could momentarily.
So what if I write a story about a cubed universe and its culture? How do I get an outside person to evaluate that?
Yeah. Writing a fantasy religion that incorporates real religious traditions, writing a character in a queer relationship, writing about a character's disability. As a rule of thumb, if you think you need a sensitivity reader, you do need one. Well, I brought one in when we published Starlight, which is comic book about Native Americans, pre-European contact Native Americans, and warring historical tribes. And so, yeah, I reached out to a Native American friend of mine to, again, I know nobody from the tribe. Said, oh wait, no, that actually I take that back. I reached out for her initially. Hey, you know someone from these tribes? Can they tell me if this is offensive or not? And she didn't know anybody, and no one stepped forward from those. When I put out a general call, no one stepped forward and volunteered, but I got feedback on the thing and nobody was offended, so I published it. And so far I haven't had anybody show up threatening me, so I guess it was not offensive. And Cap,
Yes, sir.
you can interrupt me anytime.
No, that's fine. I just figured out how to kill the echo.
Oh, you did? Good job.
Yeah, it's the if you leave the YouTube window open, it echoes like crazy about a 5-second delay.
Yes, that is. I have made that mistake on more than one occasion, and it's driven me nuts every time. So let's take a break from going over the this thing to, I mean, the code of conduct, to hear what are the Germans up to? What did the Germans put you through?
Well, they tracked me down and asked them if I could write some articles for them. It was a technical magazine,
Huh?
And it wasn't too bad. They actually paid. The problem is you know the editor assigns you a topic or whatever, how many words they want, that usual real basic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so they did that, and they were simple topics. So I'd write something, fire it back in, and as soon as you return something, then they'd start to change what they wanted you to do. And basically, what they kept on doing was you'd write an article, you get it right to the end. Oh, we want to change what we're talking about, so we're not going to do that anymore. So they'll give you a whole brand new topic. So I went through this about 5 or 6 times before I got fed up enough just to go bye-bye. But, they were just using me to write articles for them and doing it in a way that the way the contract was is as soon as I submitted, they owned the article. So they had about 8 articles I wrote, but they were, oh, we're not going to, we don't want to do that one right now. We want you to do a different topic now. So it was like standing on jello, right? You never knew what you were doing, and it was. I'm sure you've seen editors like that before.
Oh, yeah, and there was no reversion clause. I mean,
no. So it just, I mean, I was feeling them out, and they were, they'd written some stuff I'd done for a magazine and one article for NASA, and they so they wanted me to write, but I wasn't too sure about writing for them. But they started playing games right away. It was kind of fun.
Yeah, especially, and they didn't pay you anything?
Nope. Because they paid on publish.
Yeah.
So just because you admitted you're a NASA shell, I'm still not believing in your globe.
Hey,
myth.
I was on the moon. I saw it.
You on set?
Yeah, I was on set. Yeah, Stanley and I, we made the footprints.
You held the string, weren't you? You were the wire guy. You were the wire guy. Yeah.
I made the alien noises.
Is speaking in tongues again.
I think he's broken.
Yeah. Burmese people are not rude. They just don't say hello very often because it takes a very long time. And by the time they say hello, you've already passed them. As ZXL Master just demonstrated. Because he puts the phrase and he translates it at the end.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is the kind of publisher that nobody should work for. And it sounds like they went in intending to just sort of get you to work for free. But if they pay on publication and they never publish, there's got to be some kind of, I mean,
Well,
yeah,
it was eventually it would have been pay on submit, but you know, it's sort of like the trial period. They wanted to see what I could write like, and I wanted to see what they were like. So it was sort of, you know, the starting out honeymoon kind of period thing.
yeah. Well, I would keep an eye on them if I were you. Your stuff may still show up and you may never get paid.
I doubt I ever will anyway.
Yeah. And if no other reason, keep an eye on them, just because they may forget that this was something that they commissioned from you. I actually there's two stories published by Marvel that I think were actually mine, but I'm not gonna fault the guy that actually wrote them, because I pitched them, turned them down, and then about 5 years later, he wrote a story very close to it. I just think he forgot where he got the idea from, and it was a two-parter. So yeah, it was Thor fighting a very unusual villain. That's why I'm thinking that it was my idea that he remembered. But that's the risk you take, and plus ideas. I mentioned Stan earlier. There was a while there where Stan and I kept coming up with the same ideas independently of each other, and he beat me to publication, I think, almost every time. Reading my mind from afar.
Or your notes over your shoulder, one or the other.
Yeah, well, no, he was one of them. He was out in Pennsylvania, and I was in Wisconsin. But so the Germans just had a contract that sounded like you needed some sort of reversion clause in there, that if they don't use it, it comes back to you eventually.
Yeah, should have been that way.
Yeah.
But it basically was, like I said, it was a trial period. I think it's a 3-month trial period.
So you did tryouts for them, and okay.
Oh no, actually, they just asked me to submit the articles. They didn't want me to try out. I've written for a few magazines, as well as published some white papers and stuff. So they knew what I could do, I guess. Either that, or they're just trying to get work out of me. I don't know.
Well, that's why I say you might want to keep an eye on their publication or website, or whatever it is. Or this is an academic journal of some sort, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Technical.
Oh, you said that. You mentioned that.
Yeah.
So sounds like my my panel and or my side chat is turning into my to my flesh and blood existence, where everyone is smarter than I am. I have literal rocket scientists in one of my role-playing game groups. So yeah. So shall we continue with the with this code of conduct to see whether we can adhere to it or not?
Yes.
All right.
I've already determined I cannot, but yes, go ahead.
Well, I wouldn't adopt. There's sections of this that I wouldn't adopt for my company. There are sections of this that I think I've kind of always done without needing to be told. But do I care if you're a gay black guy or gay black woman when you submit things to me? No. If you submit things to me and I'm interested and I think I can do something with it and publish it, that's what I care about. I mean, I don't know that you're a gay black one-legged left-handed woman when you submit something to me. I don't care.
But if it's written about an able-bodied old white dude, do we have to get a sensitivity trainer in to make sure that it's compliant?
Yeah, see, no. Generally, no.
Under this code of conduct, though, right?
Yes, yes,
Like
yes, under this code of conduct. But actually, here, E, writing a character in a queer relationship. Okay, that assumes that the writer is not strange, or well, I know what they mean by queer. I'm just being obnoxious here.
right. I had the same. I had the same inference actually.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
What does any of this have to do with work?
That's the other thing. But here's the thing. So I have to get a sensitivity reader to go look over a manuscript. So I should have had a sensitivity reader read Relentlessly Gay, which was a product chock full of gay characters. But I should have a sensitivity reader come on, brought in to read it, despite the fact that um, Hundal has never really been shy about the fact that she's a lesbian, that she's queer. She wrote this. But according to this code of conduct, we should have had, unless, of course, did I miss the bit? Is this only if it's evil straight white guys writing it? Instances where you're quiet? No, actually, according to this, so this is sensitivity consult. This is why I don't like them, because a product making fun of homophobia and and gay stereotypes was written by a gay person. I don't need a sensitivity reader to go over that because I have my shield already. Um, so I guess the rule of thumb applies here. I didn't think I needed one, so I didn't need one. Accessibility tools. All right. As part of preparing a project for publication, the project is required to be accessible regardless of a person's ability, both for creators and audiences. This requirement includes, but is limited to, easily readable fonts, consideration for color blindness, compatibility with screen readers. Well, B, obviously, that yes, everyone needs to. You should have colorblind people test everything, says the colorblind person. No, this. No, I mean, easily readable fonts. Yeah, okay. How do we define easily readable fonts? Everything has to be 14 point.
No sans comic.
Yeah, yeah. Everything is 14 point serif fonts.
don't write it in a language that no one else speaks. That's usually a good idea.
I mean, this is not in a 14 point serif font. What is this point size? I don't know.
I can kind of guess some of that. I used to work in a company where one of our customer service people would send internal emails with unusual personalized backgrounds that everyone else hated.
Oh, yeah.
But they thought it was would lighten the mood. Okay, well, I'm spending half of my time getting rid of your background so I can read what you actually wrote. You know? Okay.
I mean, again, I understand what they're going here for here. For example, a game I play, not as much as I would like to, but Guild Wars 2. There are certain things I can't see because of their colors I don't see. Like sometimes there are sort of alert circles around, don't step here because it's dangerous. I don't see that, and my character gets zapped. So there are parts of the game that I can't play. But I'm not freaking out and yelling at Guild Wars for it. I just recognize that, okay, that's a problem, and I either take great care or I just avoid that part of the game because there's so many other things to do. But this person putting backgrounds on emails that are going out to the company, I mean, that's just dumb.
Yes.
I guess part of what this would just be good publishing habits. I would think you don't want to, like Cap said, you don't want to put this in in Comic Sans. You want to pick readable fonts. I guess again, this is something when you're designing your style guide for your publications that you would, I guess, take into account. So this is something that you would think about. Although I don't know what a screen reader is, to be honest with you. And somebody like
It's
the Luddites.
for people who may be blind or visually impaired. So it's an automatic system that will read the screen
Text
for
to
you.
speech.
Read it out loud. Text to speech. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't recognize the terminology. All right. I know what those are. And yeah, this, not necessarily a bad thing. If the company becomes aware of accessibility tool it is using, projects going forward will utilize the new tool. Okay. And an effort will be made to update major projects. All right. Well, that's again. Oh, content warnings. Oh, content warnings. Remember my rant about content warnings been slapped all over the things I've worked on? Yeah. As part of preparing a project publication, the project is required to include content warnings in sections that contain sensitive, harmful, or potentially triggering content. These warnings must be clear and obvious at a glance. The company recommends that a similar warning be placed at the front of any publication that deal with sensitive topics, collecting the contents of any and all warnings within.
Did these guys get some escapees from Wizards or something?
Yeah, I think so. Cap has been either you're aware of those content warnings or you've been subjected to my rants in previous streams, because I know I've talked about that before. Topics that should be labeled in this way are limited to, but not limited to, abuse. Okay, what does that mean? Bigotry, sexism, racism, ableism, homophobia, transphobia, and other forms of discrimination. Sexual harassment or assault, animal cruelty, self-harm or suicide, substance abuse, eating disorders, kidnapping or abduction. There's a lot of adventures that start with you have to go rescue somebody that the orcs have run off with. Well, okay, I guess if you want to put in content warnings, I suppose, but I'm just butthurt because we had a pretty tight code of conduct at TSR that we had to write to. So I just find it to be absolute ridiculous that they slapped those content warnings on everything published prior to the year 2005, whenever it was. It was just, yeah. So I despise these content warnings. If a request is made of the company to warn about a triggering topic, the company commits to include such a warning in future products and releases of past products where relevant. Okay, again, you want to. I would never do this as a publisher. Never. No, I will not. You write me an email says, I'm upset that you had elves, you had fairies steal babies, and then the heroes had to rescue them. No, mythology has fairies stealing babies and replacing them with fairies. I'm not going to put a trigger warning on the product because you should have, the description of the adventure would have told you what it was. Or the title should have told you what it was. Fairies stealing babies. Baby Stealing Fairies, the source book. Yeah, I mean, so again, I'm willing to, hear other viewpoints on that, but yeah, that would never ever go into code of conduct for my publishing outfit. Yeah, no wingdings apparently.
I sort of have an issue with the whatever it is you did in the past.
Yeah.
How are you going to write for what you think is going to be offensive 25 years from now?
Well, this is actually the thing that Cap was referring to. The Wizards slapping those disclaimers all over TSR books and even Wizards products, because all of us Luddites 10 years ago were a bunch of racist, homophobic bastards that were just out to publish stuff that would be there to harass people. And yeah, now that could take out of context by my greatest fan, I suppose. Doesn't understand sarcasm. Amending the code of conduct. So here, if at any point a creator has concerns about the code of conduct and the rules presented there in the a company-wide discussion will occur about how to amend the code to address those concerns. These discussions must include at least one impartial third party.
Is anyone else getting the impression that they either had problems before they brought this thing in, or they're just someone new to the company came and decided they were going to fix everything?
Yeah, or they're looking for problems. What is the phrase? They have solutions in search of a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the sense I have with a lot of these kind of approaches, is that again, like the disclaimers on the old Wizards products, just blanket slaps on everything. Let's see, and then they have credits. Some of this is based on Geek Feminine's community anti-harassment policy, whatever that is. So that's what this is based on. They've adapted the sample Slack code of conduct for use under their blah, blah, blah. Okay, so they're just acknowledging they were inspired by something else. All right, so yeah. No, I'm not putting this in contracts for new low games.
Then I'm not working for you.
Yep, sorry. Alas,
it's like
Bill. Guess I will not be publishing your great contribution to role-playing games.
Damn it.
Dungeons and Dragons, caution, may contain mythical creatures.
Yeah.
That could do you harm in a non-real world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sexism, racism, ableism, transphobia. So orcs hate elves, so that's racism. Or elves hate orcs, so that's racism. Has nothing to do with the real world, despite what some people will claim. And so now there needs to be a disclaimer. Warning, this product contains imaginary creatures who hate other imaginary creatures. All right, well, content warnings, everybody loves them, it seems, but I don't. And actually, I guess the latest Blue Beetle book, actually a lot of my products violate even the part of this code of conduct that I kind of like and find reasonable. This bit here with readable fonts and screen readers and such, because as Carrie just pointed out, no wingdings. I put bullets on lists So how would those interact with text to speech? I don't know. How would what is it, an asterisk? I guess that would be on B. They mentioned asterisks. This was interesting. I mean, it's actually a little. It's more reasonable than I kind of thought it would be in some ways, but it has all the usual. What I that's kind of shrug my shoulders at. Okay, but they're putting it out there for people to use if they want to use it. They appear to be an outfit that puts together well done and creative material just from the surface. Looking at the surface of it all. So,
Are you now questioning the content of the thing that you're trying to purchase, given that code of conduct?
oh no,
Okay.
no. Nothing in. Personally, I doubt that they would hire me for anything, given their code of conduct. I don't know.
No, that's right. That's what I'm getting at. So earlier you were looking at games and you're like, this looks really cool. I think I might get that, right? But now that you're
Yeah.
reading the code of conduct, you go, maybe that game isn't what I thought it would be.
No, actually, given the topic, I'm pretty sure this prehistoric campaign primer, riding dinosaurs, what was that? There was a series of children's book, wasn't there, where some sort of civilization existed alongside dinosaurs, and they had them as pets, and not well. There's the Flintstones, but this was something that wasn't the Flintstones. I forget the name of the thing, but it was some sort of civilization that dealt with dinosaurs.
Are you thinking about the Land Before Time?
That's a cartoon, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, this was a series of books.
Never-ending story.
No.
The Simpson, the lawyer on The Simpsons is suing them
because it ended.
Because it ended, yes.
Yeah. Let's see. Dinosaur World. Kids book.
Can I ask a question while you're typing, Steve?
Yeah.
I was just curious if anyone watched the Dragnet I did tonight. Changed it a little bit with backgrounds and things, and wondered if anyone noticed.
I have not had a chance to yet. I meant to get back to that.
It was Dinotopia I was trying to remember. 20th anniversary edition. Wow.
Because I love Dragnet, so the original Dragnet.
Yeah, I like the last one you did. I need to get around to seeing this one. But yeah, if anyone in the side chat saw Cap's Dragnet tonight, let us know. Answer his question. Please let him know.
Yeah, I'm just trying to tweak it so it stays true to the original story, but sometimes you can't find graphics or they're just take too long to do or whatever. So
right.
Yeah.
They tried to remake it with Ed O'Neill, actually.
Yeah, actually, that was not bad. I'm surprised it didn't.
It wasn't. I surprised it didn't get better traction, but I think it was too close to the Married with Children, and people couldn't take him seriously.
Yeah.
He's actually a really good actor.
So it's not recently. It was many years ago.
No. It was in the early 2000s.
Oh, okay. Well, so yeah, see that on the face of it, that source book with the dinosaurs and the people writing them, and I mean, you want to do Dinotopia, the role-playing game, you could do it with that thing that they. Again, conceptually, I haven't read it yet, but it seems like that would be a fabulous way to, do this setting, fantasy world with people riding dinosaurs and having them as animal, coexisting with them. But yeah, no, I'm. There's nothing that Well, um, thank you, Phil. Now you've got me doubting myself and wanting to do research into these guys.
I'm not trying to get you to doubt yourself. I just asked the question.
Yeah,
The
no,
answer is no. The answer is no.
It's just I've seen publishers that have these code of conduct type things go after other publishers just because. And this is I thought this was more recent than this. It's from 2020. So they did produce this as people were witch hunting and looking for the evil racists in the game industry. But I'm still going to get the dinosaur book unless I find something really bad right now, as in they're speaking out and condemning other publishers and stuff like that. So let's see. Here they are on Twitter. Based on what I saw with that, they seem to be more reasonable than an outfit that would do that. But let's see. And I think ZXL is definitely a mythical creature. And come on, people. Oh, actually, we don't have any viewers anymore. Everyone's left. I've bored everyone. I have bored everyone out of the room. A statement regarding the shutdown of our co-op programs and the future of Compass Publishing House. Uh-oh. July of last year. And this was their last tweet. Oh, no, it's pinned. But it still appears to have been their last tweet. Uh-oh. Either they've stopped using Twitter or they are kind of semi-dormant like New Low Games.
If based on their code of conduct, I'll say they stopped using Twitter.
Okay, so hi all. This short letter is meant to address a lapse of focus on this project, and the regretful decision to shut down the co-op element of our publishing house. Well, that must be we divided into 100 bits, and we then. Okay, all right, yeah, they ran into the exact problem that I was in the back of my mind was thinking about. The idea was hopeful in theory, and I still believe it possible to achieve a completely creator-owned co-op publishing house with the right resource and effort. However, as the pandemic stretches on, I don't have the resources or the effort to spare making it work. That's a failure on my part, and I'm sorry to anyone who had high hopes. From here on, Compass will be converting to a more traditional model of contract work with commitment to pay fair rates for freelancers. Yeah. So they ran into what I suspected they were. It sounds like they ran into what I halfway thought. Let's see, what's this? Video is Time and Illusion. Well, we can watch that if you watch Cap's thing, ZXL. Okay, well, so yeah, maybe they stopped using Twitter because of the whole Elon Musk thing. Did they have a website beyond Aura? Oh, they're in Canada. Wow. That explains
a lot. Yeah.
Great minds apparently think alike. Although I think we just violated several parts of the code of conduct.
Mounties will come get you.
Yeah. Okay, they pretty much went dormant in 2020. Shouldn't they have French versions of everything if they're Canadian and they want to stick to their own code of conduct?
Only if you're in
Quebec.
Quebec, yeah.
Or your government, some sort of government function. Yeah, it looks like 2020 was when things. Oh, that's kind of too bad. Let me see. You live in Middle Earth. Do you have issues with orcs? I mean, orcs have issues with you, no matter what you are. Silver bestseller. Though they updated this. Oh, this is from May of this year, so they are still publishing. Okay, that's good. It was added to their catalog. So okay, so good. They are still producing.
Is it really, Steve, good?
Yeah, I think so. However,
Okay.
now that I'm looking at their prices, I will reevaluate my desire to buy their books. Again, these are not unreasonable prices. Softcover book for $30. You get the softcover book and you get the PDF version of it. Hardcover, $50. Again, this is in line with game industry's pricing standards.
Okay.
I'm just a cheap bastard, and I developed a real stinginess during the period when I was, God, oh my gosh, it's like 15 years ago now almost. Well, 15 years ago that my problem started, and 8 years ago they came to a head. Um, I was almost homeless at one point. I was so broke. So I look at these prices and I go, gosh, as much as I love the concept, here, $65 for a big campaign setting, 180 pages, probably chock full of really neat stuff. Um, but I just, speaking of triggering and PTSD, part of me goes, no, I can't afford to spend that on a book. I say with a pile of books here next to me, but like
Yeah, I get it.
like I said, these books were sent to me by an acquaintance, hoping that I'm going to write stuff about them, which I will. If you're watching, I will at some point. Um, like this dinosaur book. Actually, this dinosaur book, I like this concept so much that I might have to get this. Um, but actually, are books less expensive when you buy them in black and a white? No, I don't think they. Well, it depends. Some people do have black and white. I don't know if you're being serious or kidding, but yes, you could go on this website. You could find people that do offer books in black and white or color, and there is a difference in price. I have seen. Oh, it's years since I've seen that, but right when it was becoming really sort of popular, everything was going to be full color. Um, and you had Luddites like me that, why am I paying for color? They were offering them in two formats, but I don't know if that's still the case. I haven't really bought anything in years, but you know what? I am going to toss this uh, in my shopping cart, and if New Little Game does really well this month, I might just treat myself to a book of people riding dinosaurs. Uh, but just for comparison, how bad I am at running a little publishing outfit. You saw how their PDFs were $30. All right, okay, this is mostly comics and mostly old comics that have been refurbished, but my book that's, let's see, a comparable length that actually has a big chunk of RPG stuff in it, we're selling that for $4.99. Oh, it's only then. Oh, okay, it's $58, but still much cheaper. But then we're packaging old comics and tossing in game material. So, and that one was priced where it was because we're giving royalties to the actual owner of the property. But the Blue Beetle books, $3.99 and $4.99. So our 100-page giant is $5. Um, so yeah, maybe I need to up my prices. Although that's not working. Why is that not working? Well, anyhow, I just looked at the time. It's 1:45. I have work tomorrow, and I have
Boo.
early. Yeah, I know. I have errands to run before I have to head up the freeway to work, so I need to start packing this in. So yes, everybody, go to Cap's channel. I'll put a link underneath here, so it's easy. Go look at the Dragnet stuff. It's really fun, especially the most recent one. Give him some feedback, please. And anything, any news anyone wants to share, anything upcoming? Oh yes, by the way, go to ZXL Master. Follow his link too. Go check out his video that he just put up. He plugged. I sell free speech at 13 cents an hour. How much do you want? I will put your free speech into writing for 13 cents a word. How many words do you want? Actually, that's almost a sad state of affairs, is that 13 cents a word is what writers are being paid for the pulp magazines in 1932, and 13 cents a word are what writers are getting paid at top-rated role-playing game companies in 2023. So I'm not sure what that says about the state of affairs of business, of the publishing business, and of reading, but it's probably not good. So, wow, I had not intended all the time to be spent on this one topic. So I have a really neat short film that I think we should watch.
We'll play it on the way out.
Well, we only have we only have 3 people left.
Oh, okay. Well, then save it for next time.
Yeah, I think I will, because I want to call attention to this guy's channel too. It's a fun little crime. It's like a 3-minute little crime movie. It's very cute. So yeah, next time. Cap, when is the next Dragnet coming out?
Well, I get it done. Should be Sunday again. It'll be. I think it's going to be the Silver Revolver. I think it's called. The very first one they ever did.
Oh wow! Awesome.
Wait. So we have Carrie, we have Cap, we have Pope, we have the regulars. Do you guys want to watch a short little film? And then we'll watch it going out. I can always run it again because the guy gave me permission. And I'm sure he'll be happy to me plug in his film more than once. So yeah, let's watch it. I can watch it multiple times. I like that one. Oh, and there's City Hall Bombing. See, I like the title, and if it hadn't been such a, that's the thing about work today. It was both quiet and uneventful and strange. So I did not get a chance to watch your premiere, Cap, because especially toward the end of the day, things took a turn for the bizarre. New copyright found. Review videos that may be using your content. Oh, this is hilarious. We'll go to this. So, remember a while back when we watched Barbie, the short film by Alexander the Titan?
Mm-hmm.
I'm now being notified that his film is 100% of their video is 100% content taken from my live stream. And I get notifications whenever someone else runs his video. It tells me that, hey, you might want to send these guys here's how many that have some of these clearly have been out of line. Alexander or someone has contacted them and said, hey, don't do that. But yeah, I am not contacting anybody because so yeah, I just find it hilarious that YouTube is telling me, hey, this guy Alexander the Titan, he might be using your stuff. No, YouTube, it's the other way around, but it's okay. All right, let's find the film that I want to show, if I can remember where it is. Oh, I know how I can find it. My Oh no, I deleted that stream because it. Oh crap! All right, we're gonna have to not watch the film because it's taking me too long to find to remember. Ooh, wait, no, I do know how to find the channel.
Squirrel.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Let's see. I need to go to dashboard and look down here. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is the guy. YouTube, unless I'm misremembering, which I could very well be. Let's see. Yep, this is the one. Well, it's actually 7 minutes, so I can show you guys the preview, and you can decide whether you want to watch the real thing. So let's do the preview first.
Not hearing any sound.
Oh, the sound's not working?
I'm not hearing it.
Did anybody hear anything?
I'm not hearing.
All right, I've had that issue before. I need to figure out what that is. All right, so no film tonight.
No film for you.
Yep, sorry. Technical difficulties, and it's going to take me longer to tech than I can. So we're just going to pack it in then. So you're shooting for a new one every week, Cap? Oh, he's silenced now. So that's pretty impressive. That's an ambitious schedule.
Yeah, saying I could do one in about 3 or 4 days if I don't get too interrupted.
Okay, nice. All right, so Sunday, 10 o'clock. Mark on your calendar, guys. And okay, so ZXL says no, it's not a silent film. In fact, the dialogue is funny and needs to be heard. So next time I do this, I will be I'll be showing this film because it is fun. But on that note, thank you everybody for coming out. Thank you for sitting through me going on about code of conduct for Game Company. And next time we'll have a broader topic, hopefully. And yeah, so thank you everybody.
Thanks for having me as always, Cap. Always good to talk to you.
Yes,
Yeah,
likewise. And thanks for coming up, and thanks for sharing us the story about the German magazine. Thanks, Carrie. Thanks, ZXL, for sticking it out. And yeah, I will talk to everybody next time. And right. Yeah, did I already hit the like button? Because I'm a real YouTuber now, so I've got to say that over and over.
Don't forget to pitch your PayPal Cash App and
yeah. Yes, especially the Cash App and the Venmo, because those crooks never use those. All right, guys. Thanks again. I will see you next time.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.